Gentlemen, you didn't open this video because you want tricks, games, or some fantasy about becoming 20 again. You're here because deep down you feel and you know that women respond differently to a certain kind of older man, and you want to finally understand why. Now listen closely. Most men over 60 have no idea that they're sitting on the single most irresistible advantage in male psychology, an advantage that younger men wish they had. And once you activate it, women don't just notice you, they gravitate toward you. But here's the problem. Society convinced you that your value drops with age, that attraction belongs only to men with thick hair, tight skin, or fat bank accounts. Just last week, a man told me, "James, I feel invisible." And he's not alone. Millions of older men are sabotaging themselves without even realizing it. But the truth, your age is not the issue. Your unused psychological advantage is. And when you learn to express it the right way, women, even younger women, respond with curiosity, warmth, and unexpected desire. And here's the part most men never hear. It takes less than 12 minutes a day to unlock this shift. No workouts, no surgery, no expensive lifestyle. Stay with me until the end, because I'm going to reveal the one behavior younger women consistently rank as the most seductive trait in men over 60, and why almost nobody talks about it. But before we continue, do me a quick favor. If you're ready to reclaim your confidence and attract women without gimmicks, hit the like button and tell me where you're watching from. I love seeing men from around the world tuning in. And make sure you subscribe so you never miss these science-based insights on attraction, vitality, and magnetic masculine energy after 60. Let's get something straight right now, and I'm going to say it without sugarcoating. People love to repeat this tired lie that once you hit 60 you become some kind of ghost, that women only look your way if you're sitting in a Ferrari, sunbathing on a yacht, or rubbing shoulders with celebrities. But you and I both know reality isn't a Hollywood movie, and that belief? Throw it out, burn it. It's nonsense. I've coached men in their 60s, 70s, even early 80s. Men with wrinkles, men with gray hair, men with old injuries, and I've watched women 20 or 30 years younger actively chase them. Not flirt, not show interest, chase. And guess what? It wasn't because these men were rich or jacked or trying to cosplay as 25-year-olds again. No expensive watches, no procedures, no midlife crisis toys. It came down to one thing: psychological attraction. A deeper level of magnetism most men never tap into because nobody ever told them it exists. And here's the honest truth most guys don't want to admit. Women are not starving for more pretty boys. They're drowning in those. The world is full of young men trying to impress, trying to prove, trying to be admired. But women, especially feminine, grounded women, crave something else entirely. They crave a man with weight, a man who's lived, a man who doesn't fold at the first sign of discomfort, a man whose silence carries more meaning than another guy's speech. They are exhausted by insecure men, by needy behavior, by men who perform instead of lead, by males who crumble when life doesn't go their way. And here's the twist: most older men never realize you already have what these women want. You've just been taught to hide it. For those of you new here, I'm James. For the past 5 years, I've been helping men rebuild their vitality, sharpen their presence, and reclaim the kind of quiet masculine power most younger guys can only dream of. And let me say something that almost nobody has the guts to say out loud. Men over 60 are sitting on a level of attraction that younger men simply cannot compete with. Not shouldn't compete with, cannot. Younger men might have the energy, the hormones, the muscles, but they don't have what you have. Life behind your eyes. Real emotional strength. A sense of identity forged through decades of storms, failures, wins, losses, heartbreaks, rebuilds, responsibility. All the things that shape a man into something solid. That weight, that calm, that worldliness, that is your secret weapon. And if you want a quick stoic truth in the middle of all this, here it is. A man becomes powerful the moment he stops needing external approval to feel worthy. Marcus Aurelius wrote that your mind shapes your reality, not the opinions of others. That's why Stoic men were respected across centuries. They didn't chase, they embodied. Which brings us to the real key, the shift that turns everything you already have into pure magnetic force. It's something called outcome independence. It's the mindset of a man who doesn't need validation, doesn't beg for attention, doesn't crumble when things don't go his way. A man who can walk into a room with calm detachment and say, if she stays, great. If she leaves, also great. When a woman feels that energy, that relaxed, grounded, unbothered masculine presence, something happens inside her. Her guard drops, her curiosity spikes, and she becomes drawn to you, almost involuntarily. Because deep down, women don't want a man who needs them. They want a man who chooses them, from a place of strength, not emptiness. And when you master this mindset, women don't just notice you, they move toward you. Let me break this down in the simplest, most honest way possible. There are 3 major mistakes that almost every man over 60 keeps repeating, and most of them don't even realize they're doing it. Today, I'm going to show you the habits that actually work, the ones that flip the entire dynamic in your favor. Mistake number 1, chasing instead of attracting. Now, be honest with yourself for a second. How many times have you tried to prove something to a woman? Maybe you caught yourself puffing your chest out like you're back in high school, trying to impress the popular girl, buying a nicer shirt, dropping hints about your success, or worse, flashing money like a fisherman tossing bait into the water. But here's the brutal truth. When you chase, you lose. Every time. Women can pick up on neediness faster than you can blink. It's primal, like sharks picking up on a single drop of blood miles away. And what do women do when they sense that energy? Emotionally, they pull back. Psychologically, they step into the power position. Practically, they see you as a man trying too hard, a man unsure of himself. And the painful part, you end up draining your money, your time, your energy, trying to prove something you never needed to prove in the first place. You're not 17, you don't need to audition for anyone. You've lived, you've survived, you've built, you've lost, you've rebuilt. You already have everything younger men are scrambling to fake. So what's the smarter move? Stop chasing. Start standing still with presence. This is where outcome independence comes in, a concept that also happens to be deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy. Stoics taught that the moment a man becomes emotionally dependent on external validation, he becomes a slave to it. Epictetus said a man is only free when he refuses to attach his happiness to someone else's approval. That's exactly what outcome independence is, the quiet confidence of a man who doesn't need a woman to choose him, but is perfectly willing to let her if she wants to. It's the energy of a man who isn't begging, isn't performing, isn't adjusting himself like a puppet just to keep someone's attention. And when you embody that, something incredible happens, and it happens fast. Women come toward you, not because you chased them, but because you didn't. Because your calm confidence spoke louder than any fancy watch, expensive dinner, or flashy compliment ever could. They feel safer around a man who doesn't crumble. They feel more feminine around a man who doesn't need their validation. They feel more curious around a man who stands firm in who he is. And here's the best part. I'm going to give you the exact 12-minute daily practice that trains your mind to enter this magnetic state automatically, without forcing anything, and without pretending. In just a minute, I'll show you how it works step by step, but before we get there, I want you to type it down below. If you've ever felt that women respond differently when you're calm, grounded, and not chasing, drop the phrase magnetic calm in the comments. I want to see how many of you know exactly what I'm talking about. Seriously, don't just listen. Your comment helps this message reach more men who need to hear it. Mistake number 2. Letting a woman decide how valuable you are. Let me be brutally honest here, brother. Most men don't even realize they're doing this. It's not loud. It's not obvious. It's subtle, quiet, almost invisible. It happens the moment a tiny question slips into your mind. Does she still think I'm attractive? Am I enough for her? What if she loses interest? That right there, that micro thought, is where you hand over your power. And once you give a woman the job of defining your worth, I don't care how old you are, you're done. You've already lost the frame. You've already stepped into the follower position. Let me explain what actually happens inside you. Biologically, your body flips into stress mode. Cortisol rises, your shoulders tense, your voice changes, your presence shrinks. You stop being the man you normally are. Emotionally, your natural charm disappears. Because you're no longer relaxed, you're performing. You're trying to impress her instead of simply being yourself. And practically, you start walking on eggshells. You censor yourself. You hesitate. You avoid saying what you really think because you're terrified of messing up. And trust me, women sense that instantly, not after 1 week, not after 1 date, instantly. The moment she feels you're bending your identity to fit her expectations, the respect starts draining, slowly at first, then all at once. Now here's where the Stoics come in, and this part is important. Marcus Aurelius said, "A man's worth is no greater than the value he places on his own mind." In other words, your value comes from your own judgment, not hers, not anyone's. Seneca wrote that the man who depends on others for validation becomes their prisoner, and that's exactly what happens when you let a woman define your worth. You put the keys to your confidence in her pocket. So what's the better path? Stop tying your value to her reaction. You don't need her validation. You don't need her approval. You don't need the emotional pat on the head that younger men constantly chase. Know your worth because of you, because of the storms you've survived, because of the scars you carry, because of the responsibilities you've held, because of the wisdom you've earned the hard way, because of the man you became through decades of real life. Women don't fall for men who ask, "Am I good enough?" Women fall for men who think, "I know who I am, take it or leave it." When you show up as a man who doesn't need approval but is open to connection, something shifts. Your energy becomes calm, your voice becomes deeper, your presence becomes grounded, your eyes stop searching for permission and start radiating certainty. And women feel that. They feel it in their chest, they feel it in their nervous system, they feel it in the way their body relaxes around you. Because confidence, real, lived confidence, doesn't look like arrogance, it looks like quiet certainty. And that kind of energy, it's magnetic, undeniable, irresistible. Mistake number 3. Trying to win a game you were never meant to play. Let me hit you with some uncomfortable truth, brother. A lot of men in their 60s fall into this trap without even noticing. They try to compete with guys half their age. They dye their hair jet black, buy the loudest watch in the store, force themselves into skinny jeans, hit the gym like they're trying to erase the years, and chase the illusion of being 35 again. But here's the thing, you're not 35. And thank God for that. Because if you were, you'd be stuck dealing with the same insecurity, the same confusion, the same chaos younger men drown in. See, age isn't the enemy, age is the advantage. You've already been through the wars. You've already made the mistakes. You've already collected the scars and the lessons that younger men can't even imagine. And here's what most men never realize. Women don't actually want a boyish man forever. Biologically, emotionally, spiritually, they crave the opposite. They want a man who feels anchored, a man who's solid, a man who doesn't fall apart the moment life punches him in the mouth. Think about it. Women get tired, deeply tired of the emotional roller coaster that comes with immature men. A boy panics, a boy overreacts, a boy seeks validation, a boy gets jealous at the smallest thing. But a man, a real man, he stays calm, he thinks before he reacts. He doesn't chase storms, he weathers them. He doesn't crumble, he adapts. And that, ironically, is what brings women safety, attraction, curiosity, desire. When you stop pretending to be younger and finally lean into the identity you've earned, everything changes. You save energy, money, time, because you're no longer trying to maintain an illusion. You're putting all that power into your strengths instead of your insecurities. And here's where Stoicism slides naturally into this conversation. Stoicism teaches that a man's strength comes from living in alignment with his true nature, not running from it, not hiding it, not trying to escape it. Seneca said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." Your years, your hardships, your setbacks, they didn't weaken you, they forged you. So what's the actual upgrade? Stop trying to rewind the clock. Start embodying the man time shaped you into, not the younger version of you, not the Instagram version of you, not the version you think women want, the real you, the grounded you, the seasoned you, the stoic you. Because here's the truth women won't tell you directly. Younger men can copy your style, but they can't copy your presence. They can mimic your clothes, but not your life experience. They can build muscles, but they can't manufacture a masculine composure. And women feel that difference instantly. The calm, steady, unshakable masculine energy you carry, the kind glued together by decades of wins and losses, is something young men cannot imitate no matter how hard they try. And when you embrace that, that's the moment women lean in. Not because you chased them, but because you became the kind of man they can't help but be drawn to. Alright, let's get real and hands-on for a moment. How do you actually live this thing called outcome independence? I teach my clients a little routine I call the Indifference Activation Protocol. It takes just 12 minutes a day, and it's split into 3 simple steps. Step 1, 3 minutes of contentment practice. Find a quiet spot, sit down, and picture your life exactly the way it is. No partner, no approval from anyone, no one telling you you're good enough. And as you picture that, feel okay with it. Feel full, feel like nothing is missing. Why? Because this trains your brain to shut off that old habit of needing someone else to make you feel whole. It kills neediness at the root and makes you naturally more magnetic. Step 2, 4 minutes of pressure-free imagination. Picture yourself talking to a woman you find attractive. But here's the important part. You're not trying to win anything. No phone number, no kiss, no date, nothing to chase. You're just enjoying the moment, like 2 people having a relaxed, natural conversation. When you do this, your brain learns something powerful. You can be present without calculating, without trying to impress, and without worrying about the outcome. And that's exactly what makes you more confident and more attractive. Step 3, 5 minutes of self-appreciation. Take a moment to think about what you've been through, the wins, the challenges, the lessons, the moments you pushed through when others would have quit. You're not doing this to brag. You're not comparing yourself to anyone. You're simply recognizing your own worth, honestly and quietly. When you do this, you build a kind of confidence that doesn't shake, even on a bad day. And here's the funny twist. Life loves to play. The moment you stop trying so hard to attract women, you naturally become more attractive. Let me give you a real example. One of my clients, Frank from New Jersey, he's 68. Instead of trying to impress a woman at his neighborhood coffee shop, he just sat there, relaxed, enjoying his book. No showing off, no nervous energy, no please notice me. And guess what happened? Within a few minutes, a 52-year-old woman walked over and started talking to him. They've been together for 2 years now. Why did it work? Because his energy was saying, I'm good as I am. I don't need you, but I'd be happy to share a moment with you. That kind of vibe is like catnip. Most men never figure this out. But listen carefully. This isn't about acting cold, pretending you don't care, or playing some mind game. Not at all. It's about finally freeing yourself from desperation. Women can sense desperate energy long before you even open your mouth. But they're naturally pulled toward a man who gives off calm, grounded confidence. And the best part, you don't have to force this confidence or fake it. You already have it. You've lived through decades of lessons, challenges, wins, losses, and growth. That's what makes you magnetic. You just need to stop covering it up with old insecurities and outdated habits. So gentlemen, here's the real truth. You're not too old, you're not invisible, and you're definitely not past your best years. In fact, you're standing in the strongest season of your life, a stage where you can attract women in a way younger men simply don't understand. All you need is a small shift in mindset and about 12 minutes a day. Starting tomorrow, try it. Practice outcome independence. Then pay attention to what happens. You'll notice women looking at you with more curiosity, more warmth, more interest. They can feel the difference. And don't forget this part. You don't have to reinvent yourself or pretend to be someone new. You just have to release the real man who's been inside you all along. Alright, gentlemen, before you head out, I want to hear from you personally. If anything in this video hit you, if you finally understood why women respond to calm, grounded, outcome-independent men, go down to the comments and type I choose masculine presence. I read every comment, and I want to see how many of you are stepping into that level of awareness. And if you're serious about taking this further, don't stop here. Click on the video that's popping up on your screen right now. 7 techniques older men use to make women addicted. It's the perfect follow-up to everything we talked about today, and it'll show you the exact behaviors that make women lean in, chase, and stay hooked on your presence. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I've got more videos coming that will keep sharpening your mindset, your confidence, and your power with women. I'll see you in the next one.